Greetings, redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, the one and only J Red. What would you do without me? What would the game do without me? We are here, man, live and direct. I'll starting off a little later than usual, but hey, man, got things to do, and I'm here. That's all that matters. I am here. Before we begin this live video, please do me a favor. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Hit that subscribe button. It's right there. Shout out to all my new subscribers, man. Thank you, everybody who continues to support the channel each and every week. Thank you, everybody who shares the videos. That's how the content gets out there. Thank you for everybody who hits the like button. Thank you, everybody who hits the dislike button. And thank you for everybody who drops a comment. That's the reason I do this show. So it's not just me talking. I want to be able to interact with the people. I want to be able to connect with the community. So make sure that you drop a comment and always support and hit the share button, man. Hit the share button. If you're on Facebook right now watching, hit that share button for me. So it helps the algorithm out when you do that. So do your boy a favor, hit that like button or the dislike button if you're watching right now. But anyway, man, shout out to everybody. Hopefully you're having a good week, a good start to the week so far. It is Tuesday today, Reds View Tuesday. And man, we got a lot to discuss tonight. And the reason that we have a lot to discuss tonight is because we're doing something very important. We are revisiting Kendrick versus Drake. Oh, yeah. The hottest topic still 1 year later. Can you believe it has been 1 year, one whole year, that we've had the battle, the greatest hip hop battle of all time between Drake and Kendrick Lamar? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a whole year. So on tonight's broadcast, what we're going to do is reflect back on the beef. We're going to reflect back on the battle 1 year later. So many things have transpired. So many conversations have been had. So many delusions have been constructed. So many theories, so many reviews, just everything. This battle, I can tell you, for this channel, it has helped this channel grow for sure, because I was one of the main ones getting the coverage done. But yeah, man, shout out to this battle. Before I get into the recap of everything, I want to give a special shout out to Drake and Kendrick Lamar for participating in this battle. It's got a lot of people paid. It's got a lot of people monetized. And shout out to those brothers that decided to engage into this. It was a good battle for the culture, the biggest battle of all time. All right. So we're going to do a little breakdown on everything, not every single thing that transpired, but we're going to talk about the tracks, the aftermath, and a couple of other topics. So the first thing I want to do, I want to go track by track. I want to go track by track on how this all started. Well, let me tell you how this all got started. All right, so let's flashback, y'all. Let's go back. All right, 2023. This is where allegedly this all started. Okay, so 2023 in the fall, first person shooter comes out with Drake and J. Cole. And the whole term Big Three, we the Big Three, like we started a league. I love that song. I thought that song was dope. But Lord, did I know what was about to happen months later. So that came out around October-ish or something like that. And then you fast forward to the beginning of last year in March. I can't remember exactly the date, but like that was Future Metro Boomin's song that featured Kendrick Lamar. So boom, like that drops in March. And I just remember where I was. I was in my old place, and I woke up the next morning. Everybody, Kendrick took shots at Drake. Kendrick took shots at J. Cole. Da, 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 da. So I heard that verse, and it literally just lit up everything. And I remember that song was being played everywhere. It immediately went number one. Or did it debut at number one, or it just climbed to number? I remember he immediately was at number one. So that happened, and Kendrick says the big magic words: "Mother F the Big Three, it's just Big Me." Kendrick did that, and it was a lot of positivity, but it's also negativity. It was a lot of mixed reactions to it, but it was explosive because this was the first time that we've seen Kendrick and Drake actually sound like they're about to battle, because Kendrick threw the missile. He threw that first attack. Like, hey, this is a shot in the air. I don't care who it hit, but you know who I'm talking about. So that happens, and I remember like that. I still play that to this day. It was a certain energy from that song that got you real excited, because after that, the discussion was, will J. Cole respond? Will Drake respond? Will both of them respond? Are they going to tag team to go at Kendrick? What is going to happen? Everybody was just in shock about this happening, because for one, Kendrick wasn't around for a while. You know, he came out with Mr. Round the Big Steppers that had mixed reviews. That's not one of my favorite Kendrick albums. I've been very vocal about that. That happens, and like I said, the world is set on storm, and everybody's wondering what's going to happen. So what happens after that? Who is it? J. Cole dropped 7-Minute Drill, because J. Cole put out the Mike Delete Later album. So he puts that out and takes shots at Kendrick, goes immediately at Kendrick, right? So now things are getting real interesting. So as a fan of J. Cole, because I'm a fan of all the artists, but I was a big fan of J. Cole. I was let down by that diss track. First person shooter didn't hit like he thought it was. And he put it on that Might Delete Later mixtape / album, whatever you want to call it. That comes out, and it got a lot of notoriety, but it got a lot of backlash, because he was saying things that, you know, as a J. Cole fan, he didn't believe. He said that Kendrick's projects weren't that good. Like, he only had one good classic. You know, The Pimp a Butterfly wasn't that good. I was just like it was trash. Come on, man. Like, everybody knew he was capping. He didn't even sound like he was ambitious in his voice to actually do it. So what happens? J. Cole apologizes at Dreamville Fest, and then he requests that it gets taken down from streaming platforms, having the album title live up to its name, Might Delete Later, which was very cryptic when you look back at it. All right. So after this happens, we're wondering what's next. Everybody is bashing J. Cole. I was one of the main ones. We're going at him because he's been building up his career so much for the past couple of years, doing these features and being dominant and saying he's the best and da, 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 da. So now when his compadre Kendrick throws shots at him and Drake, you know, and not specifically, Kendrick wasn't talking specifically to J. Cole, but he was just like F the big three, but he was really taking shots at Drake. So anyway, J. Cole jumps out there and then gets bashed, right? He apologizes. That set the industry on storm. We were just like, what the hell's going on? So after that, after J. Cole receives all the backlash, what happens next? Everybody's wondering. Everybody's wondering. Even, and I have an episode with CJ. Shout out to CJ, my partner from who gave you a podcast, and DJ PM. I got to get you back on here, DJ PM. But all of that happened, and we were wondering when the almighty rap god Drake was going to respond. We were wondering when the GOAT was going to respond. I had questions if he was going to, and by God, he did. And when he did, it was kind of, it wasn't a good rollout, because the AI speculation, he drops push-ups, right, in response to Kendrick. This thing on Google talking about featuring Lil Durk. It did not feature Lil Durk. But anyway, so push-ups drops, right? And if you remember back at that time, we were all wondering. I heard the sample. I heard a little sample of it, and it was a different beat. It had sampled Biggie's Get Money, like Junior Mafia's Get Money. And I didn't know if it was really Drake, and it sounded average to me. I'm like, if Drake is coming like this, he got another thing coming with Kendrick. I didn't have faith in that track. I didn't really like it when I first heard it. So then DJ Head, shout out to DJ Head, and Academics announced that, hey, it's dropping on streaming platforms or SoundCloud or something. So we get the official stamp that Push-Ups comes out. Now, when Push-Ups came out, it was mid to me. It was cool, and I took a poll on it. I said, how do y'all feel about it? Did you like it? Or one of my things was it good enough for Kendrick? And me, that's what I was looking at. I'm like, bro, this man that you're going at made To Pimp a Butterfly. I don't think it's hard to make an album like that. So when Drake put out Push-Ups, I thought it was average. I thought it was mid. It was okay. But for what storm was about to come, I knew he wasn't equipped with Kendrick. he wasn't equipped for Kendrick. And I didn't know the angle Drake was gonna go in, because for one, when I heard the Whitney thing, the bodyguard like Whitney, I said, here he goes. Here Drake goes again, mentioning somebody's fiance, wife, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. So Drake does that with push-ups, and terrible rollout. And what I still stand on to this day, he puts out push-ups just to see the internet's reaction to it. Remember that? Because we didn't know if it was AI or not. He saw that most of his fans were rocking with it. So then he says, okay, I'm gonna put my stamp on it. So push-ups comes out mid, but his fans gassed it up. And now it was like a 2 to 2.5, 3 week wait for Kendrick, right? Because J. Cole and Drake had just got off a tour. And we were waiting. We were waiting to see when Kendrick was going to respond. And in that time, Taylor Made Freestyle drops. So y'all remember Taylor Made Freestyle? Taylor Made Freestyle drops out of nowhere, and it's the infamous song for using the AI voices of Snoop and Tupac. Now, my honest opinion, I thought it was clever. I know that over time it didn't age well, but I thought Taylor Made Freestyle was clever. I thought it was a clever move from Drake, right? Now, like I said, it didn't age well. It was disrespectful to the West Coast. And I heard DJ Head say this the other day. It would have been better if Drake rapped it himself instead of using AI. But, it was a good troll tactic, I feel like, right? But what happened after that? Tupac's estate got offended and they told him to take it down. Drake takes it down, and he was just basically like, Dad, I know you up in that basement in New York, or what do you say, that 1-bedroom studio in New York, and he was alluding that him and Whitney was having problems and all this other stuff. So now after this happens, I was thinking, he getting that Kendrick, and everybody's wondering, Kendrick says that he's this and that, but is he ready? Is he ready? I don't know. Academics was like 14 days and we hadn't heard from Kendrick, and boy, oh boy, on that Tuesday in April, I forgot what actual day that, like the date, but out of nowhere, Euphoria drops. It was like midday, I want to say. I remember exactly where I was at. I was working, and I got a text link sent to me, and I saw Euphoria, and it was Kendrick Lamar. It felt like I saw a ghost, literally. I got so excited to see what the hell Kendrick came up with. And I still remember hearing it. I stopped what I was doing. I had to sneak off, and I heard it in my AirPods. And I remember that sample starting, that soulful sample, you're my greatest inspiration. And then boom. Dun, 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 and then it goes into Euphoria. And boy, oh boy, I just remember the excitement. It felt like I was watching electricity, because I wasn't just happy that Kendrick responded, but I was happy to know we actually have a rap battle between the rap juggernauts right here. See, I was amped up when Drake dropped push-ups, but I knew it wasn't enough. But I was like, oh shit, so Kendrick, we're really about to have this battle. It's really on and popping. So when Kendrick sealed the deal and did Euphoria, I thought that was really good enough to end the battle. I think he smoked Drake. But when he kept, it was so many cryptic messages in that back to back. I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record. And everybody, it was just so many breakdowns, so many streamers that were covering it, so many reactions, and I just was just soaking it in, enjoying the moment. So after Euphoria drops, that was a Tuesday. Everybody's still talking about it, and people still were on Drake's side. Kendrick was still the underdog, even though majority of people liked the song, right? So everybody, Drake kept trolling, talking about I got a red button, I'm gonna push the red button, and it was just supposed to be this big song that was supposed to expose Kendrick and all this other stuff. So anyway, fast forward to Friday. So Friday morning, and I can't remember the exact date, but that Friday morning of that week, 616 in LA drops. 616 in LA, that was a timestamp record to play off of Drake. So that's from Kendrick, right? He posted on his Instagram. It wasn't on streaming platforms. So he posted on there, and Kendrick was saying, I can see the vibes on Act. Even he looking compromised. Let's peel the layers back. Excuse me. Had a nice sample on there, the Al Green sample, I think. And once that happened, we were hearing that OVO had a mole, and have you ever thought OVO was working for me? So now it's this, we're grabbing our popcorn. See, it turned more from a rap battle to more so of a gossip type of gotcha moment. I got something on you, and it felt like a TV show. You know what I'm saying? Or it felt like a movie we were watching. Because see, a rap battle is just a rap battle. You're both roasting each other back and forth, dissing, being disrespectful as you can. But now he's saying, you know, I know something about you, and the one closest to you is 21. And everybody think it was 21 Savage. It was a mole leaking information to Kendrick. So 616 in LA drops, and everybody's wondering what's about to happen. So, man, that night, Drake trolls on his Instagram and stuff and talk about the red button. So, boom, Family Matters comes out. Now, listen, I went to sleep that night. I had been sipping on something. I went to sleep and I woke up and I see Family Matters drop. And as I'm hearing Family Matters, I was like, oh man, like Drake went in on that song. Drake went in on that song, and I saw the visuals to it, but I didn't even get a chance to really enjoy it fully. I let the song play out, but I saw a link and I'm like, wait, people talking about Kendrick drop again? So I woke up in the midst of all this stuff going on, and I'm like, what? So Kendrick drops, and I'm looking and I see Meet the Grams. I immediately click on it after I listen to Family Matters, and boy, when I hear Meet the Grams, it was grimy. It was crazy. Shout out to Joe, man. You said it was a real 8 Mile type ish. Yes, exactly, man. So Meet the Grams comes out, and it's like, was it 4 or 5 verses where Kendrick was doing like a therapy session with Drake's dad, his mother, you know, and Drake. And it was just eerie. The beat was just crazy. And I was just like, what the heck? I stopped what I was doing because I ain't even listened to the full song. I stopped what I was doing and I immediately called CJ that night. It was like midnight. And I said, hey, bro, what is going on? This is just too much to process right now. I'm just listening to Family Matters. And then I see Meet the Grams just came out and I'm listening to Kendrick. He's like, bro, you ain't finished the song? Like, bro, when you, and I was like, what happened? He was like, man, if you finish that song and if what Kendrick is saying is true, man, it's a wrap. So I hear the song and then I hear about the daughter. I'm like, so Drake is hiding a daughter? First, he was hiding Adonis, hiding the world from his kid, and now he got a daughter? What the hell? So that Meet the Grams immediately killed the momentum for Family Matters. Meet the Grams killed that momentum for Family Matters because now the whole internet is like, Drake has another daughter. Just everything. That track served its purpose for what it needs to do to stomp out Family Matters. All right. So that comes out, and I remember going on Drake's Instagram, and he was like, oh my God, I have a daughter now. He's laughing it off. So that was that Friday night. Saturday, the world exploded. Saturday, hip hop changed for the trajectory of the next year. Little did we know Kendrick was coming back to back, and he dropped what I consider 2 things: the biggest rap diss song of all time and the biggest rap song of all time. Not Like Us. Not Like Us, ladies and gentlemen, dropped May 4th. And it was during the day. And I just remember I was on Twitter, and I think Academics was about to do like a breakdown or something of Family Matters, like the truth behind Kendrick and all this other stuff, right? And what Drake messed up is that he didn't focus on dissing just Kendrick. He focused on taking on ASAP Rocky, Rick Ross, and Rick Ross dropped the diss track, but I'm talking about Kendrick and Drake. I mean, yeah, Kendrick and Drake right now, and J. Cole kind of too. But Drake talked and took too many shots at different people, even though it was a dope track. But Not Like Us drops, and I'm telling you, like I remember Academics trying to do a breakdown, and on his stream, he was like, "Hold on, Kendrick dropped again." Like, what the? And because I remember I looked on Twitter or something I was looking on, and I just saw Not Like Us. And when the moment when I played that record, I said, "Oh shit, oh shit." Explosive. It was that West Coast vibe, the West Coast beat, Mustard on the beat, and I was like, damn, immediately after the I See Dead People, and it starts playing Mustard on the beat, Hold Deep. But little did I know that song was going to be not only the song of the summer, but the song of the year, winning 5 Grammys, and the rest is history. When that happened, it was like Cinco de Mayo weekend, and I remember Me and my girl were riding in the car playing it. I think she still got a video of us reacting to it. We ate at a restaurant, came back, and I was jamming it all night. So the internet was going crazy, not like us. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, this is gonna be the song of the summer, the song of the summer." And after that, Saturday ends, and I pretty much declared Kendrick. I was like, if he's coming with this, what is Drake gonna come with? Is this battle over? Does Kendrick got more in the tank? What is happening? Because Kendrick is in God body mode right now. So then Sunday comes. I remember I got in the shower. I get out the shower. It was like 6 p.m. around 6 p.m. ish. And I get out the shower and I see the Drake drop. I think my homeboy Sean sent it to me, and I saw the Heart Part 6 with the little Dave Free thing. And I was listening to it, and I was like, hold on. So Drake planted the information, Drake conspired this whole thing, and I'm thinking people are gonna look at Kendrick bad. You know what I'm saying? So I go on my I listened to the Heart Part 6, which I thought was a cool track, right? But it was a lot of contradictories in there. I mean, mishaps, mistakes. He was saying stuff that, I was just like, hold on. When you think about, why would you set that up? It don't make sense. So then I look on Twitter immediately to see the reaction. And it was a trend going on that said, nah, Drake. And I remember Tariq Nasheed is the first person I saw when I opened up the app. And he said, nah, Drake, this ain't it. Nah, Drake, this ain't it. And after that, in that song, Drake said, I don't even want to battle anymore and all this other stuff. So everybody said Drake threw in the white flag, and the rest is history. Everybody declared Kendrick Lamar the winner, except people like CJ and other OVO Drake stands. Joe, you said something else? It looked like it's blank right here. But yeah, so Drake tapped out, and his fans can say all day that he didn't, but he did. And the rest is history. Kendrick Lamar was declared the winner, and here we are in 2025. So I asked the ResView community what did they think, or what were their favorite tracks from each side, right? Let me share everybody with everybody the results. So I asked, what was your favorite Drake diss track from the Drake versus Kendrick battle? And of course, Family Matters wins by 55%. Push-Ups was next, and then the Heart Part 6 was third to last, and then you had Taylor Made. What my favorite track was for sure was Family Matters, without question. Taylor Made, that was creative, a good troll tactic, and then the Heart Part 6, that wasn't a bad song. It wasn't trash. I hate when people say that it was trash. It wasn't a bad. Drake was rapping. It's just that it was too many things that he said that were just off, like mother eye. He was acting like Kendrick got touched on as a child when he wasn't even talking about him, and the whole I planted the evidence without, like, it was stupid. He tried, he was in the defense mode, and it just didn't gel well, and he lost. All right. So that's the result from ResView with there. Now let's go to King Kendrick. I said, what was your favorite Kendrick Lamar Drake diss? And Euphoria, which I agree with, wins. Now, what's funny is that Not Like Us and Meet the Grams are tied. Not Like Us and Meet the Grams are tied. And then 616 and LA don't get as much love. And I think that's the only reason is because it wasn't on streaming platforms. If it was on streaming platforms, I think it would be high more revered. But it's funny, ResView community. Y'all say Meet the Grams and Not Like Us are the same. Now, I say this, Not Like Us, of course, was the catchiest record, but I feel like the best diss record out of all of them was Euphoria, for sure. And that's on both sides. Now, if I had to rank them, to this day I say Euphoria for me, Not Like Us, Family Matters, Meet the Grams, 616 LA, and the Heart Part 6 and all that is at the bottom of the list. But what's funny is that Drake stands say so much, Family Matters was the best song. Family Matters was the best song. Now, why didn't y'all stream it and keep it on the charts? How come it's still not on the Billboard charts a year later, like Not Like Us was? Anytime you ask them that, they don't never have an answer to that. And I heard Maul say that Drake should have split the songs up in each, whatever the case may be, Yeah, shout out to Customs by Kino. Yes, sir. Time does fly 1 year later. But Euphoria overall, I just went to the Kendrick Lamar concert a week from today. Actually, it was last week. Today makes it a week. We all were rapping that song word for word, bar for bar. I've never heard a diss track like that, and I just Kendrick just was in body mode, God body mode, and just slaughtered Drake. He really slaughtered him on Euphoria, but what I noticed is that the industry was on Drake's side at first, right, for the most part. But then when they started seeing things go left, because Kendrick was the underdog, Kendrick came on top, and now everybody's just like, you know, I don't really like people don't even really want to be affiliated with Drake as much, right? I think people were trying to closely monitor it because they want the Drake stimulus and all this, but yeah, it ain't the same, it ain't the same. So let me know, what were your favorite diss tracks? Like I said, if I have to go in order, Euphoria is at the top, Not Like Us is second, right? Everything else falls under that. I think Family Matters will be after that. Now, see, the thing with Meet the Grams, I loved Meet the Grams. I still listen to Meet the Grams because it was a good beat. It was eerie, and I know it makes a lot of people feel uncomfortable. The only slip up, let me tell you about the slip ups that happened in this battle. For one, on Drake's end, self-explanatory. He wasn't equipped for Kendrick. He treated Kendrick like he was a nobody and talked about Whitney, right? That's where he messed up and focused on too many people. Kendrick, the only slip up he had was that daughter. That imaginary daughter, he slipped up on that one. But good thing he put out Not Like Us, because that wiped all that away. Shout out to Joe. You said for me, it wasn't the tracks. It was the start with the Future and Metro Boomin song. I know the line was simply, but I felt the energy behind it. The line was simple. Yeah, for sure. That started it all. And it still keeps going. Like I was playing at a DJ set the other day. Like that was big. It was monumental for what it was. But man, like a whole year has went by. Now, the aftermath. What has happened since then? Well, let's look at Kendrick's end. Kendrick is currently on a history making tour. That tour is making like $10 million a night, 45 to 57,000 people per show, right? He put out GNX the album, and that is another classic, right? Album filled with bangers, put the West Coast back on, touring with SZA. Not Like Us became the biggest rap record of all time, won 5 Grammys. He's been flourishing. He did the pop-out concert Juneteenth, rocked that out on Amazon Prime, and I was standing up in my seat the whole time. Released the Not Like Us video 4th of July, right? Um, just he's been on a generational run, something we've never seen in hip-hop before, right? He's been featured on different things, and just the whole PG Lang. This whole thing has just been incredible for Kendrick. Now with Drake, and before I talk about Drake, let me show y'all a picture of like this thing somebody had made about Drake. Let me see, where is it? Y'all give me a second. Okay. Oh, let me share this with y'all. As far as Drake goes, I'll get into everything he's been on, but look at this right here. This thing said, "Happy Not Like Us Day. Which current stage are the OV hoes in today?" Denial. So this was a picture of Drake at that all-white party with old boy. I forgot his name. They said bargaining, depression. Drake has been looking real bad, man. Looking like he's been having a rough year. God bless him. That says anger. He looked real tired on here. I don't know what this is in the middle. And then acceptance. So they talk about just the stages of Drake and the OV hoes. There's the denial that happens a lot, the depression, the anger, the acceptance. So yeah, man, that was hilarious. But as far as Drake in the aftermath, Drake has been literally throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. If you remember, he had the Sexy Red song. What was it? Not Rich Baby Daddy. What was that? You My Everything. That only lasted for like 2 weeks. He had that Hey There Delilah song. He had some different features and stuff, and those didn't stick. He put out 100 gigs. That didn't stick. The biggest thing that he's had has been this Party Next Door album, which he threw that at the wall to see if it sticks, and it stuck. And he had got him another hit record with Nokia. So shout out to Drake. It wasn't quite enough to hit number one like previously, but Drake has been spiraling. He went on the tour. How could I forget? Kendrick did the damn Super Bowl. Kendrick did the Super Bowl. That's a part of the aftermath. How did I forget that? But anyway, yeah, with Drake, man, he's just been spiraling, trying to get back on his feet again. And I think that he really don't know what to do. But I think he has a peace of mind now. When he put out that Party Next Door collaboration, he put that out just to test the waters. That's why he had the solo songs on there. And ironically, don't y'all find it strange that he put out a collab album with another artist, but the only hits or the most talked about songs on there are Drake songs? Nokia from that album damn near went number one on the charts. Give Me a Hug from that album climbed up the charts. Where are the other ones? Those debut, but nobody talks about the Party Next Door and Drake records. They only talk about Give Me a Hug, or they talk about Nokia. He did a video to Nokia. Where's his video with Party Next Door to any of those songs? Spider-Man, Superman, where's that? So that proves my theory of Drake putting that out just to test the waters, because if it flopped or didn't sell as much as Drake, a normal Drake project, he could say, well, yeah, that was a collab album. Party Next Door is a different audience or whatever. So he did that just to see what was sticking, what stuck, and that's what it is. So yeah, Drake has been spiraling, man, like just doing stuff now. I think he got some motivation back with Nokia, and he's supposed to be working on the album right now. So we'll see what happens with that. Now let me ask you this, all right? And I got this all messed up. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix that. Let me fix that. I got what id. Okay. All right, come on. Add that. What are you doing? Okay. Boom. Add that. I don't know why this thing tripping. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there you go. All right. So let me ask y'all this. What if Drake never responded to Kendrick? What if Drake never responded to Kendrick? How do you think this would have went? Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Shout out to everybody who's watching right now. If you are watching, hit that like button for me. I want you right now, if you are watching this and you're new to the channel, or if you're here from the channel, hit that like button for me. Or the dislike button, is all good. But this is my question. What if Drake never responded to Kendrick? How do you think everything would have ended up? So the thing is, on one end, right, his fans had always say Drake is bigger than Kendrick. Drake is the bigger artist, right? So if Drake didn't respond to him, right, would it have hurt Drake? Would it have hurt his career, right? Would it have put a stain on his career like it did since he responded? What if he didn't respond? Yeah, the hip hop community would have been like, oh, he's pussy, he's whack, he's weak. Yeah, but a lot of the core hip hop community don't like him anyway, right? So what do you think about if he just didn't say nothing? Because if you're up here and this person is down here, why give them that much attention, right? And I'm just figuratively speaking. Some people feel like the biggest mistake Drake did was respond. But to me, it's a double-edged sword. If he did respond, if he did respond, he was going to lose. If he didn't respond, he was going to lose, because everybody would have been calling him out saying you're afraid of Kendrick. But to play devil's advocate, Kendrick would have basically been talking to himself, and maybe Drake fans could be like, ain't nobody trying to listen to you. Ain't nobody trying to listen to you. Because if you ignore something, because keep in mind, Kendrick didn't come out with a diss record. Kendrick came out with a couple of diss bars. It's not like Kendrick put out a Euphoria, okay? If Kendrick put out a Euphoria, you know what I'm saying, then that would have kind of been different. But all he did was throw a couple warning shots on like that. But the MC and Drake, if it's still there, felt the need to respond, and I applaud him for that. My only wish is that he took it more serious and actually tried to rap on Kendrick's level, because I said that I wanted Drake to go into the Heart Part 6 mode, because he was rapping on there, but it was too late. Kendrick had already had the world going with the hype record, and then you want to come in with the more subtle, yeah, let's talk about it like this. No, bro, we out here partying. It's Cinco de Mayo weekend. Like, come on. But if he did, if like it was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. So if he did respond like he did, he was gonna lose. I knew Drake was gonna lose this battle. It wasn't surprising to me at all. You go back to my episode when I had PM and when I had CJ on the broadcast, like they were saying that he was gonna win and he was gonna respond. I'm like, have y'all? I think the game had forgotten about how monumental of an artist Kendrick is or Kendrick was. They forgot how many hit records he had. He had at that time 3 classic albums back to back. To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City, and Damn, arguably debatable, right? So I knew the man that made To Pimp a Butterfly. I knew that he was gonna slaughter Drake. I knew that he would slaughter J. Cole, but I think J. Cole would have been a better battle though. So I ain't even gonna say slaughter. I think that would have been a good matchup, right? J. Cole had that untapped potential. But if Drake didn't respond, hip hop, the core hip hop community would have been like, he's pussy, he ain't nothing, blase skip. But would that have been hurtful to his career? Because I was listening to what Maul was saying, you know, would that have affected his fan base, his bottom line? Drake wanted to be respected in the MC category, which I can't blame him, right? But if he did ignore him, a lot of people talk ish about him anyway. A lot of people in the hardcore hip hop community, we don't consider him as a real rapper because he uses ghostwriters. So would it have been damaging like it is now? See, since he responded to Kendrick, the whole PDF file thing then came, and now he's suing. And I forgot to add that into the aftermath. Drake is suing the lawsuit. Silly me. How could I forget that? So that damaged his career. Now, I keep saying I don't think Drake's career is over. I do think that it's not where it was going, where it was. Drake's career isn't over, but it's not ever going to be to what it used to be. So, for all you old hoes who think that he's going to make another album like Scorpion and have like 8 hits back to back and he's going to take the game over, I'm sorry. It just ain't going to happen. Kendrick has the wave right now. Drake can't snatch that away from him. Shout out to Jawad. You said, yeah, people are going to make fun of him if he hadn't responded. But by this time, most people would have forgotten that even happened. And it would have been a better option for Drake, in my opinion. Over time, I agree with that, Jawad. Now, core hip hop community would have been like, oh, you know, he pussy. But that's not his core fan base, is it? Over time, Kendrick would have been battling himself. We wouldn't have got a Not Like Us. We wouldn't have got a Euphoria. All we would have gotten was that Like That song with that verse, wondering what if. And the fans could have said, see that pipsqueak right there? He tried to get Drake, the GOAT, to come to his level and stuff. And they could have just kept saying Drake is the big artist. See, now they're being delusional. But back then, they would have had a valid argument. Because if I throw shots at you and you don't throw any shots back, it's not a war. If I hit you in your face and you don't hit back, it's not a fight. Yeah, I'm the tough guy and you could look bad, but if you at the end of the day, you be like, man, no, I ain't feel like doing, I'm bigger than that. You know, your fan base wouldn't care. So yeah, it's a good what if situation. What if he didn't respond? So y'all let me know in the comments what you think about that. I agree with Jawad. Let me show again. Yeah, by this time, a year later, we probably, well, his fan base would have probably forgot about it, or the industry would have just been like a what if situation with Drake. But I think he was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. I'm glad that he did, but it was damaging to his career because the PDF allegations and all this other stuff wouldn't have happened. Kendrick wouldn't have got the Super Bowl. GNX wouldn't have came out. Kendrick wouldn't have had this generational run if he Kendrick wouldn't have had this generational run if Drake not responded to him. So that's what you have to take into consideration. Maybe it was best Drake just to keep doing what he was doing. All right, so let me ask y'all this. Since we talked about Drake and if he never responded, what if J. Cole never apologized to Kendrick? Put your thinking caps on and just try to visualize what would have happened if Drake said, nah, forget that. I'm leaving 7-minute drill on the DSPs. I'm standing by what I said, whatever the case may be. What would have happened? How do you think this battle would have ended up? Because I want to know if it would have turned into a triple threat match because when Kendrick called Drake and J. Cole out, J. Cole like, well, I'm gonna go at you since you called us out. And it could have been a thing of, well, I don't want to be in a tag team with Drake. I want to be the best MC. So it would have been like, okay, y'all got to separate. How would that have been? Would J. Cole and Drake have teamed up to go against Kendrick? Would have been two diss tracks headed towards Kendrick, and Kendrick would have had to take on a two-headed dragon. What would that have been like? I think that Kendrick would have really made J. Cole look bad, just like he did Drake. Now, the thing is, with J. Cole, it wouldn't have been as damaging to his career because I don't think he would have got real personal with J. Cole. I hope not. This whole thing got personal because Drake took it there. Drake don't know how to just catch a fair one. We ain't got to be friendly. What'd he say? We ain't got to get personal. This a friendly fade. We should keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? All Kendrick did on Like That was say all the dogs getting buried. That's okay with all these nine. It's going to be Pet Cemetery. Mother F the big three is just Big Me. He didn't say nothing about Adonis. He didn't say nothing about Mr. Graham. He didn't say nothing about Sandra, his mother. He didn't do none of that. He didn't bring up a fake daughter and all that. But Kendrick, from my understanding, heard that Drake was trying to pay people in Bitcoin and stuff to get information about Kendrick. And that was dangerous to his family because somebody would have took some money and then caused harm, physical harm to his family, you know? So this all got personal because of Drake. Now, with J. Cole, 7-minute drill, he went at Kendrick. It wasn't that good, but he wasn't getting personal. He was talking about your catalog, all this other stuff. He ain't talking about his size. But one thing that J. Cole messed up, he started talking about shooters. I got shooters and, all that tough guy talking. I'm like, oh, what's going on? What you think about Meet the Grams? Did it overshadow Family Man? Absolutely, Armand. Shout out to Armand. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Yeah, Meet the Grams stomped on Family Matters, period. Like Family Matters couldn't even breathe because of Meet the Grams. And it wasn't even that. I mean, I love Meet the Grams, but some people can't go back and listen to it to this day because it's so eerie. But Family Matters didn't stand a chance against Meet the Grams. And it's not because Meet the Grams was a better track, but it was, or sonically a better track, I'll say, because I think it was creative. It's just that the timing that it happened. But anyway, with J. Cole, like Kendrick, how would have Kendrick went at J. Cole? You know what I'm saying? Like, would he have talked about his discography? How J. Cole never really had a classic rap album outside of Forest Hill Drive. Kendrick is more. Did Kendrick sell more records than him? I know he's got Grammys, Pulitzer Prize, whatever. It would have been interesting. I don't know how deep he would have went, but I wonder, because that's what everybody wanted to see. I really wanted to see Kendrick versus J. Cole. I think that would have been a better matchup lyrically. Drake, not so much. I knew that Kendrick was gonna mollywop Drake. I knew that. Like, come on. But I feel like Drake and Kendrick and J. Cole would have been something else. But if J. Cole's on his tough guy talking, I'm the GOAT, I'm this, whatever, that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. But I want to know, just would it have been like a triple threat match or a handicap match? J. Cole and Drake versus Kendrick, just how it would have been. Kendrick hype was insane at that time, for sure. For sure. Everybody was wondering what was going to happen at that time. But yeah, man, my prediction on that, Kendrick would have definitely won. Regardless, Kendrick would have won against J. Cole. I don't think it would have been as crucial and critical as he did to Drake, but he definitely would have won. So y'all let me know in the comments what you think about if J. Cole never apologized. Would we have gotten a Not Like Us still? Would we have gotten all these different tracks? That would have been a lot for Kendrick to handle, but I'm assuming, because from my understanding, TDE Punch had said that Euphoria was like a 20-minute song that had to be cut down. So I know that there are some bars for J. Cole that are in the vault somewhere. Now, also, y'all know on Whacked Out Murals, how many people have heard GNX, right? On Whacked Out Murals, that song, he has a part in that song where he bleeps out something. And he said, I made the boom, boom, boom. You don't know what he said. But I think some people are alluding that he's saying that he made J. Cole tap out or J. Cole apologize. And that's what's bleeped out, because If you come at me like that, and this is supposed to be a sport, I know you didn't get personal, right? I know you didn't get personal, but I got to get my lick back. I think that's his way of letting J. Cole know, maybe, hey, I'm getting my lick back, but I'm not going to embarrass you like that. Because Kendrick could have been like, nah, F you, dude. You talked about me, you going to get this smoke. Shout out to Gerard. You said, I think J. Cole got away with it because he apologized. Kendrick did take a few shots at Cole, but nothing too heavy. But Kendrick, for sure, would have went way harder on Cole if he hadn't apologized, for sure. For sure. I agree with that 110%. Look, y'all, Kendrick would have won this battle, period, on both sides. Kendrick was battle ready. Him and Drake had been taking shots forever. And I think that Drake just was out of his body, not knowing what to expect and trying to go at too many different people. And that's where he messed up. All right. Now let me move on and talk about this. So Maul, y'all know Maul from Rory and Maul. Now Rory and Maul used to do the podcast with Joe Budden. They fell out, and now Rory and Maul have a show. Interesting show to say the least. But Maul actually had a debate on the Rory and Maul show with DJ Head. Now, for those who don't know DJ Head is a popular DJ slash radio personality from the West Coast, a part of Kendrick's camp. Excuse me. I don't think he's TDE, but he's a heavy affiliate of Kendrick Lamar. Now, it was interesting. I watched the whole 2 hours, and to me, it was interesting. It was a funny debate, but it was just two biased people battling back and forth. DJ Head won the debate because Maul is delusional, and I like watching Maul because he's funny. Maul is a funny guy. Maul is a real funny guy. I don't have nothing against Maul. I think he is delusional when it comes to Drake. Drake is his friend, but Maul says some of the most asinine, ridiculous, delusional things when it comes to defending Drake that he makes Drake look worse than what Drake is. Maul makes Drake look way worse than what Drake is. Drake makes himself look bad, but boy, Maul and Academics is a close second. Academics is a close second. Maybe him and Maul might be toe to toe, to be honest. Maybe him and Maul might be toe to toe, to be honest. But let me show y'all in the debate the most ridiculous thing I've heard in a debate when it comes to this Drake and Kendrick thing. Fair use, by the way, fair use. Listen to this. Fair use. Shout out to the Rory and Maul show. Check this out on that.
Cool, there's no problem there. But I see what's happening now. And I think that's where Drake felt like he didn't lose the battle. The battle lost him.
Did y'all hear what Maul just said? And I have nothing against Maul. I'd actually like to work with Maul. I just want to pick his brain on some things. It might be scary, but listen to what Maul said. Again, fair use, fair use.
Cool, there's no problem there. But I see what's happening now. And I think that's where Drake felt like he didn't lose the battle. The battle lost him. He stepped away from like, oh, this is a cool.
This dude said Drake didn't lose the battle lost him. Oh my God. Goodness, Maul. Oh my God. And Maul, funny guy. I think Maul knows the BS he be saying, but since Drake is his friend and he's affiliated with Drake, he'll defend. Listen, I want a Maul on my team. To create the most delusional things. Matter of fact, do I got anybody in the Res View community that's like that? Will y'all defend me in my platform like Maul defends Drake? Be delusional for me. I need somebody like that on my team. Not actually, because that's a little scary. Drake didn't lose the battle lost him. I encourage everybody, if you've been following my channel, if you're a fan of my channel, go watch that interview, that debate, because Maul sounded delusional on every part he could get. Maul even said that he forgot about Euphoria. Like Euphoria wasn't one of the biggest songs there. He says that Drake out-rapped Kendrick on Family Matters. Just a lot of delusional things. How in the world did Drake out-rap Kendrick on Family Matters when most of the song wasn't even about Kendrick? Like that, the mid part of the song felt like the longest part Well, matter of fact, I think the beginning might have been, but he was talking about a lot of different people, not just Kendrick Lamar. And it wasn't like he was saying, he went off. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like he was as lyrical as Kendrick was on Euphoria. You know, because the first part of Family Matters was very catchy, pick up and play, right? The second part of Family Matters was him rapping. You know what I'm saying? He had a little bit of melody to it, but it was him kind of rapping. But at the end, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody go give him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle? It was sing songy. How did he out rap him on Family Matters? Something delusional, people say. And what academics and Maul try to do is rewrite history. Like we didn't witness that battle last year, trying to sweep Euphoria under the rug. Oh, I forgot about that. Get out of here. Come on, man. Like if you're gonna be if you're gonna stick up and vouch for Drake, at least make it believable. You're overselling it, my guy. You're overselling it. You said name one uh Drake fan who isn't delusional. Great point. CJ, where's CJ at? My boy CJ ain't delusional. Yeah, I'm playing. Y'all got to check out our new podcast called Who Gave You a Podcast. All right. It's on YouTube right now. But you said, wait, how did Battle lost Drake if he was the one who last did a diss? Exactly. He's the last one. Well, he's the last one that did the diss, right? But Kendrick didn't respond, but Drake tapped out. Drake said, I don't want to battle anymore. So Kendrick, okay, you don't want to battle? Cool. But it is funny. It's like the battle lost him, and he's talking about the lawsuit. And then also with DJ Head versus Maul, DJ Head versus Maul. Maul was saying that, Drake didn't want to continue it because he saw how things were going with UMG and different things like that. And he's like, dude, those songs were dropped within like 45 minutes of each other. That wouldn't have been enough time to see what UMG was doing to plot against him. All delusion, all delusion. But like my guy Jawad said, he said, name one Drake fan who isn't delusional. Shout out to Armand. He said, do you think that beef kind of revived the rap scene? Yes. Yes, I do, Armand, for sure. It did. Because even I reported on one of my last episodes that Billboard actually did an article that said songs of today that are on the top 10 are all damn near 4 minutes or 4 minutes or longer because of Kendrick's Euphoria, Not Like Us, because of that rap battle. And if you look at it, those songs all the way from like 4 minutes to 6 minutes. Family Matters was like 7 minutes, right? The Hard Part 6 was long. Not Like Us had 3 verses, a bridge, a chord, like everything. So yeah, it revived the rap scene and it made people want to rap again. It opened that door for real rap. Kendrick actually got people to break down lyrics again. Kendrick always does this, but Drake did too. You got to apply Drake as well. The underlying hidden messages, the gems in it, and just what you may have missed. There were a bunch of reaction videos and breakdown videos and Easter eggs. So to answer your question, yeah, man, this battle really did highlight hip hop at its finest. And look what we have now. We have the Grand National Tour, which is garnering 50,000 plus people for a rapper, right? Kendrick isn't a pop artist. Now, he is as popular as a pop artist, but he's hip hop to the core. Hip hop to the core. Man at the Garden, Reincarnated, those type of records. That's hip hop to where you have to listen to the music, the bars and everything. So yeah, shout out to them for that. Now, let me share this with y'all. Drake stands. They're mad that I played Not Like Us at an elementary school. So for everybody who, if you don't know, if you're new to this channel, I am also a DJ. Yes, I'm a man of many hats. I'm a man of many hats. I'm also a DJ, right? DJ J Red, book me for your next event. So I had a gig at an elementary school in Marietta, right? And in that, I had played a lot of Kendrick, SZA, Kendrick, and Travis Scott. But what garnered a lot of attention was me playing Kendrick Lamar. All right. Now I posted a video clip of me playing Not Like Us and everything like that. And it blew up. It's blown up on Twitter. Like somebody ripped it from my TikTok and put it on Twitter, and God knows who else did it. I just caught one person do it. Shout out to them. But yeah, I'm gonna show y'all a little footage of it. Where am I at? Where is it? So I'm not gonna play the full thing. I'm gonna play like little excerpts from it. But shout out to hashtag homie. This was me at the elementary school playing Not Like Us. Listen to this. That's DJ. That's not like us right there, but that's TV off right there. All right. So listen to this. So, go. All right. So yeah, man, I ain't gonna play the whole thing because I want to get a copyright strike, man. But so yeah, man, I played Not Like Us at an elementary school during my DJ set as DJ J Red. And boy, the Drake stands are mad at me. They are upset at me. It's garnering a lot of viewership, a lot of share. Shout out to everybody who has been sharing it from my page. You owe me a check. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody who's been sharing it. But boy, the Drake stands, they're not happy about it. They're mad at DJ J Red. And let me show you all what's been going on. I had a back and forth with one of Drake's stands, and yeah, they weren't happy about it, man. Give me a second. Let me pull that up. Where is it? Because I don't be on. Okay, yeah, I gotta go to my notifications. Yeah, so let me share this with you. So right here, one of Drake's stands. Where does it start? It's right here. He says, I don't know. Having kids sing this song is a little cringe, my guy. Definitely if we don't have proof behind this on a black man. Pedo shouldn't even be on these kids' mind. Kendrick set the African American race back decades. Huh? And then I said, so this song was the number one song in the country and performed at the Super Bowl, but me playing it is cringy, like the kids don't know it. He said, kids don't know truth behind it. Don't get me wrong, good song with a legendary beat, but the message behind it is very sinister. Then promote it to the world. If you don't see anything wrong with bro, you're the problem. If you don't see anything wrong with this, bro, you're the problem. So I'm the problem. I'm the problem for playing Not Like Us, for playing Kendrick Lamar. This song is the biggest rap song out right now still, and it's been a whole year. It's one of the biggest rap songs of all time. Performed at the Super Bowl on a tour that has 50,000 plus people that include men, women, and children, senior citizens, all the way down to infants. Well, I ain't gonna say infants, but senior citizens all the way down to kids, right? But I'm the problem. It's played on the radio. It's the music videos played on music video channels and everything like that. It's all on YouTube. But me, I'm the problem. So the Drake stands, y'all are mad at me because I played a popular song. And it's cringy. You mean to tell me it's cringy that I played that? First off, Kendrick isn't talking about pedophilia. He's warning people about pedophilia. He's warning the kids about it, right? Now, I know that makes Drake look bad, but it's not like it's a song about that. It's a song warning them about, PDF files. So how am I the issue? How am I the problem for playing a popular song that all of and let you know their parents were there? Nobody said, oh, you can't play that. You can't play that. They have Kids Box versions to this song, but I'm the problem. Really? So they just need to take. I shouldn't get booked anymore. DJ J Red is the problem. Listen, Aubrey's Angels, don't take that anger out on me. I didn't make this song. I get paid to play this song, and I'm gonna play it until I can't play it no more because the kids requested that from me. The kids came to me and asked me to play Not Like Us. That's what they listen to. Kendrick Lamar has these kids in the chokehold with his music. Travis Scott and SZA do too, but they love GNX. They love those type of fast-paced, type of West Coast sound. That's easy for children to recite. Now, I know the message in it is dissing somebody, but I mean, it just happens to be a catchy diss record. You know, it is what it is. A minor. Oh, they didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. So yeah, they are mad at me. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I'm gonna keep playing that record as long as it pays my bills, and it is what it is. Book DJ Red. So you can't get mad at me. It is what it is with that. It is what it is with that. You said them stands too fragile. Exactly. Like it's a little cringe. It's a little cringe. But it's played everywhere. It's been the number one song of the country multiple times, and it was performed at the Super Bowl. If it was that bad, they wouldn't have Kendrick wouldn't have been able to perform it at the Super Bowl, would he? He wouldn't have been able to perform it at the Super Bowl. So yeah, man, y'all fans are too, or the Drake stands, y'all are too fragile, you know, and it is what it is with y'all, man. But shout out to everybody who has been sharing the video. I had a great time. Those kids at the elementary school, they was turned up. And we had a good time. We had a good time. I had to get in there with them. And some of y'all had jokes because I saw some people talk about let's look at some of the comments under it, man. Uh because some of y'all had some jokes. Let me go back. Let me see. Go back to that tweet. So right here, well, let's look at it. It says, "Why is Paul Pierce DJing a middle school? Forget you, forget you." They think I look like Paul Pierce. Come on, man. This somebody said this was definitely sponsored by UMG. I said it was not. I'm the DJ, and UMG paid me nothing. I'm missing a check if that's the case. But they told me they were just trolling. Somebody said kids singing lyrics about PD. Look at this. Look at this. Kids singing lyrics about pedo ain't it. This got to be the Twilight Zone. So I'm the problem again. I'm the problem. Look at this, man. They crashing out. Somebody said the kids are safe. Unfair. They can't even play Drake in there for real. The bots. Oh my God, these are the bots. Look at this. Somebody said Maul would run the fade with these kids. This says Maul hates all children individually. That's hilarious. Let me see. Bots everywhere. So yeah, man. Look at this one. Somebody said, "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry this man is your father. Let me be honest." Referencing that Meet the Grams. That's hilarious. UMG pay these kids, making kids feel emotions. This one said, "I heard UMG arranged this event for the Baby Boss like 4 months ago." Oh man. But yeah, man. Y'all Drake stands have to lighten up. Y'all gotta lighten up for real. For real, for real. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who has been rocking with the channel. I went to Kendrick Lamar's concert last week and I gave my review about it. It's on my channel, so make sure that you go check that out. I had a real good time, and I think it was at Philadelphia yesterday. That was sold out, and they're going to be at East Rutherford, New Jersey this weekend or something like that. And that's already the second night I already know sold out. So congrats to Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Shout out to them. And if you haven't already, man, subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/RedsView. It is going across your screen right now. Thank you for everybody who chimed in, who commented. Leave me a super chat. If you support the show, leave me a super chat as well. Subscribe to the other channel, which is Who Gave You a Podcast. Who Gave You a Podcast on YouTube? That's my joint podcast that I have with CJ, Animal Brown on Instagram. Make sure that you do that. Follow me on TikTok at The Real J Red. Follow me on Instagram at JAYR3D. And yeah, man, I had a real good time with y'all. Everybody share this video. Hit the like button. If you're watching right now, it's free to hit the like button. Hit that like button right now, and then hit the share button and hit the notification bell so everybody can see when I do go live. You said, yeah, been seeing some clips from the concert. All show seems to be packing. Everyone enjoy. Yeah, man, I really, really had a good time, man. No lie. And what I was saying in my video, after I went to, like, when I was at the show, it was such a big, diverse crowd. It was a huge, diverse crowd. In front of me were two white boys. They looked like they were like in their 20s or something, like college kids. On the left of me was a older black guy, senior citizen type. And then on the right of me were young black women. And then on top, there was a group of young white girls. And I saw around, it was like one of my homeboys came from Mobile. That's where I'm from. He brought his family up here, his kids. He said this was their first concert. I'm seeing like Jermaine Dupri brought his children. Two Chains brought his kids. I'm seeing this is like a family event. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the difference between Drake and Kendrick and them, and like, you know, Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole, this is the first time I've seen a rap concert have such a diverse crowd and families bring each other there, right? At a Drake, and no disrespect to Drake, right? But Drake can't do no stadium tour like this. Drake has a certain demographic. Now he'll pack it out, you know what I'm saying? Not a stadium, but he'll pack out an arena. But Drake has like adults mostly. You know, these teenagers ain't really listening to Drake like that. But now Kendrick got little babies listening to him. That's how popular his music has gotten over the past year. Plus, he did the Super Bowl. He has a way more diverse crowd now. You know, before this, you wouldn't have seen kids coming to Kendrick Lamar concert. It's a big win for hip hop, period. But I had a real good time, you know, and this is real monumental. And anybody, even if you don't like Kendrick, you should be happy for the culture and for hip hop. Rap has never made it this far before. Like, I thought that rap, the biggest thing you could do is go diamond. The biggest thing you could do is have a number one record and all this, but I never knew that the biggest thing you could do is have a sold out stadium tour. Do y'all realize how many people are on these tour dates? 57,000. Those are WrestleMania numbers. You know how WWE does. I don't know if anybody's a wrestling fan in here besides me, but WrestleMania just happened, and WrestleMania is every year they do an attendance record. And usually it's like 57,000, 60,000 plus. Back in the old days, it was like 90,000. So the fact that Kendrick is pretty much doing sold out WrestleMania crowds every other night, that's crazy. Crazy. But I had a real good time, man. And I suggest if you haven't been to the concert and it's hitting your city, it's worth every penny. If it's hitting your city, it's worth every penny. If Kendrick Lamar and SZA is hitting your city, it is worth every penny. Anyway, man, I had a good time with y'all. Make sure that y'all hit that like button. I'm about to get up out of here. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/ResView. For all of my newest subscribers, welcome. For all of my newer subscribers, welcome. And then for my OGs, my old heads, shout out to Ashley Carver, Trio 301. Everybody who's been supporting, shout out to y'all. Read this one more comment. Drake fans can say all bad about Drake, but the impact Kendrick had on hip hop industry culture is phenomenal. This whole beef thing really revived rap a lot. I couldn't agree with you more, Jawad. I couldn't agree with you more. 100%. That battle was monumental for hip hop and the culture. Kendrick took full advantage of it, and he's going on his victory lap. And I'm just here to enjoy the ride. I love it. I actually got this is the thing when I went to the concert right here. And then I also got the GNX vinyl. I got that GNX vinyl. So yeah, man. But anyway, man, I'm about to get up out of here. This is J Red ResView. Subscribe to the channel. ResView, we're signing out. Peace.